I've had so many people tell me that I need to be more consistent in how I show up online, more consistency in my posts and the content and the videos and all of that. And every time people tell me that, I just have this visceral no. And I just had someone mention it to me probably last week. And I thought, well, why do I have such a strong no? It's not a like, don't tell me what to do no. It's just a no. And so this morning when I was on my walk, I was contemplating, where does this no come from and why do people keep telling me this? Because I understand the logic and the reasoning behind showing up consistently, but I just have this visceral no. And so as I was walking, what dawned on me is consistency to what? Consistency to showing up in my truth and honoring my truth and my energetic alignment, or consistency in meeting some expectation that someone set based on some algorithm, whatever. And so I realized about myself that I am consistent. I'm actually really freaking consistent. And I started to look at all aspects of my life and what I've created for my life. I'm actually one of the most disciplined individuals you'll probably ever meet, but disciplined not in a drill sergeant way. That was very much me some time ago, and another story for another day. But I've created this structure that allows me to energetically flow through the day. The structure doesn't change, but what I do within the structure changes based on my energy and also based off of what's in alignment for me. So I show up every day energetically aligned in truth. And every day that can look slightly different based on where I am energetically. So some days if I have a full client schedule, I'm channeling, I'm in a different realm most of the day, and I'm not going to show up on Instagram or in some video because I'm just in a different realm. It doesn't feel aligned. And it's not in the best interest of my clients for me to pop back and forth when I'm in that other realm, that other frequency. It is most conducive for me, my clients, for us collectively, for me to stay there versus popping back and forth. And there are also times where just my energy feels off, and I'm not going to show up and fake it. Like I'm the worst at faking stuff. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I wear my energy on my soul. And so I'm not going to fake it. I'm not going to pretend to be something I'm not. And I'm also like, there are certain things in my life, like you could say, well, just show up energetically how you are, which might be off. That's fine. And I'm not saying I would never do that. However, if it doesn't feel aligned, or if I'm in the midst of processing something that I feel like I need to process, then I'm not going to just carry you along to carry you along, because there's just really not productive, or it's not in alignment for me. So all of that to say, one note on that I do want to distinguish is that there's a difference of not feeling like it and it not being energetically aligned, because there are days where I'd rather kick it on the back patio and not do anything, but it's not out of energetic alignment for me to show up. So if I just don't feel like it, that's when I tune into like what is best for me long term. The desires of my heart require action. I need to show up and take those actions, right? Versus like energetically, I'm not in an aligned space, then I'm not going to do it. So all of this to say, I am consistent. I'm really consistent. And I honor the energetic alignment, the integrity, and I show up when things are alive for me versus just showing up to show up. I also don't create a content calendar. I don't have a schedule. I've tried it. It doesn't work. I'm not saying it's bad. It does work for some people. It does not work for me, because I've moved out of that energy. So there's so many times where I've created content in advance and I think, oh, I'm going to save that for Wednesday. I'm going to save that for Friday. I'm going to whatever. And then and when I write it, it's alive and feels good. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love this. I can't wait to post it. But then Friday rolls around and I'm like, not really digging it right now. Or it doesn't feel alive in me. And even though when I wrote it, I didn't write it out of integrity. I didn't write it just to have a piece of content, just for the sake of having a piece of content, but the energy wasn't alive in me anymore. So then I would post something and I'm in one energy, and the post content is a different energy. It's not a congruent match. And so I just don't post it. And some people can say that's silly. There could still be value in posting it. Maybe I'll post it one day. All of that is true. But what I'm saying, I am consistent in posting what is aligned with me when it is aligned with me. I'm really freaking consistent. And for me, I've stopped writing things too far in advance, because when I get to it, if it's not alive, I just don't post it. It's a waste of energy and a waste of time. Now, I'm not saying that is true for everyone. I'm not saying people who do content calendars are not in integrity or not in alignment. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, people have told me I need to be consistent. What they don't realize and understand is what consistency looks like for me, because I am actually very consistent. It just looks different on the surface than what we've been conditioned and what we've been taught consistency looks like. So I share all of this with you to reevaluate for yourself, what does consistency look like? And are you doing things just because people told you to do it because that's what you should do? Or is that actually aligned for you? And this goes beyond consistency. Like all things in life, we're told to do certain things, don't do certain things. And when we get that visceral, like, no, tune in, there's a reason that it may not land. And so what does consistency look like for you? Because it looks very different for me than it does for many people in the world. And I'm so glad I took time to contemplate it, because I have a newfound insight that I didn't realize about myself. And I'm sure that is probably similarly the case for you as well.